Here's Smart. Rubio and Martin are their backcourt. Towns is out there with Garnett, and it's Wiggins in at the 3. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Marcus Smart was drafted to the Celtics as their future point guard. He came in with a lot of work to do and a skill set that people really liked. But his first season, Clark, was a roller coaster.
Yeah, it really was. He was an off guard in high school and in his first year of college as well. Really only played full-time at the point the year before he was drafted.
Minnesota leading by 5. Here's Wiggins. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Well, it didn't take long for us to see just how explosive Andrew Wiggins can be in the air. I mean, had a handful of huge dunks throughout the course of the season. He's going to make a lot of posters during his NBA career.
Well, Greg, you're right. It's clear to see with Wiggins. He is already fearless with his dunks. Clark, he'll go right at any big man with impunity and finish over him.
Yeah, and I think people knew he was a special dunker, but they didn't know how aggressive he would be in attacking the basket. That's where he surprised folks.
And so he hits both. It's now been a decade since the Minnesota Timberwolves played postseason basketball. Last trip to the postseason for the Wolves back in 2004.
Wow, that was a long time ago. And if you're wondering, that is the longest playoff drought in the league currently. Wolves want nothing more than to get back to playing playoff basketball, and featuring the #1 pick in last year's draft will help.
Good way to start, you're right. Now here's Towns, guarded closely. Down low. Garnett the pass to Wiggins. Rejection. Out of bounds, Timberwolves ball as Minnesota keeps possession. Second half rolling along now. About a minute play here. Clock at 4. With some arc, he lays it in. Wiggins has got 4 points this quarter.
And, you know, even though the Wolves have been out of the playoffs so long, you get the sense it won't be too much longer. They've got a really nice core to build around, and I think could be special, especially Andrew Wiggins.
Now here is Martin. After the miss from David Lee, and now it's a double-digit lead. And now it's an 11-point Timberwolves lead.
And as you mentioned, the Wolves could be back in the playoffs in due time. They are headed in the right direction. Some mistakes have been made along the way, but you have to like their future now.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
And guys, as we all know, Kevin Garnett is one of the very best power forwards ever to play the game. I mean, was passed by Tim Duncan last year for total rebounds by active players. Still an amazing statistic among many for KG, a future Hall of Famer.
And a new group in for the Celtics. Kelly Olynyk's checked in for Zeller. Perry Jones comes in for Lee. Evan Turner, he's checked in for Crowder. Young is subbed in for Avery Bradley. Celtics trail by 11. And for KG, the last 3 seasons have obviously been very, very tough. His injuries and declining athleticism have led to down numbers really across the board.
Yeah, I mean, his role now has transformed. He's more of a clubhouse leader, a mentor to the up-and-comers, an extra coach, if you will, in game and on the sidelines.
Minnesota calls timeout.
Yeah, maybe a change of the game plan right now, looking at some different sets because of the matchups.
Yeah, I agree with you, because they're looking to tweak things to maybe get those matchups working in their favor.
Just a little over 90 seconds gone in the third quarter. Outside, Martin. Rubio outside. Over to the left wing. Here's Towns. Rebounded by Smart.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take advantage.
Shots good by Turner.
And you know what? One of the few bright spots in this game for them today. He's kept his edge even though they've been trailing.
Here's Wiggins. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. That's 10 points for Andrew Wiggins.
We've seen a noticeable improvement out of him since halftime. He didn't have a whole lot working in the first half.
Celtics trail by 9. Young outside. Feeds to Olynyk. Elbow shot. Garnett grabs the board. Garnett's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Martin wide open. He fires. Nails the wide open jump shot. Martin's got the lead up to 11 now for the Timberwolves. The Celtics have gone 2 of 7 from the field in the 3rd. That leaves room for improvement, certainly. Last season for the Timberwolves, it was a struggle most of the season. Young teams tend to do that, but they didn't have, unfortunately, Greg, much luck at home.
You know, they basically limped their way to a league-worst 9-32 record at home. Part of taking your lumps as a young team. Let's see how they respond this season.
You know, not everything was bad for the Wolves at home. I mean, they did have several highlight reel plays and also found their way to the foul line a lot. Biggest free throw differential at home in the league last season.
And really, the problem for the Wolves at home is the same problem they had all season. I mean, their defense was atrocious. Worst field goal percentage against at home in the entire league last season.
Looking at who's out there now for the Timberwolves. Nikola Pekovic is checked in for Towns. Zhang comes in for Kevin Garnett. And ballerz in for Kevin Martin.
He's done a much better job of getting to the line here. Aggressively taking it inside and not shying away from contact. I thought he was settling a bit in the first.
Pekovic with a screen. And a wide open look here for Wiggins. Another miss by Minnesota. Outside Thomas. From deep. Boston. No good that time either.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, as they're looking to battle back, that's one of the key elements. You got to rebound. It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off during the run. And really a fantastic season for Sullinger last year. Really made some leaps forward, but missed a lot of time still due to injury.
Sullinger did continue to improve last year, Clark, but you can't ignore that he had to miss time once again.
Yeah, and you hope that he'll be able to stay healthy for a full year at some point. When he's on the floor, he's a hard matchup for just about every team in the league.
Some changes for Minnesota. Muhammad, he's checked in for Andrew Wiggins, and Jones subbed in for Ricky Rubio. Jerebko's checked in for Boston. Both free throws good from Sullinger. And for Sullinger last season, further indication, Clark, that he needs to keep working on his conditioning.
And that was a concern coming into the league with Jared, is just how committed would he be to working on his body all the time and maintaining the level of conditioning that he needs. And injuries have been a part of that not being the case, but when he's out there, he's capable. That is some real serious dime dropping there. Exquisite assist.
Thomas against Jones. Here's Pekovic. Soft touch off the glass.
And talking about Sullinger, you wonder if he's been in the right scheme for the past couple years. He's not a three-point shooter. He's a back-to-the-basket banger. You want proof, only hit 28% from behind the arc last season, and that was his career high.
Here's Jones. After the made shot from Evan Turner, there's a whistle, and it goes on Isaiah Thomas. That is his first foul of the game. Levine's checked in for Zhang. The Celtics also changing it up. Zeller is checked in for Sullinger. Lee comes in for Amir Johnson. And Bradley subbed in for Evan Turner. There's 37 seconds left in the third. And ballerz kicks to Pekovic, missed inside.
You know, on the topic of Sullinger, guys, he said publicly that people are doubting him. And he's right. I mean, until he gets in better shape and stays that way, there will always be questions surrounding that part of his game. Hopefully for him going forward, he can be more Duncan than Diaw in the way he treats his body.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive. And it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
And the shot is good. 7 points for Isaiah Thomas. So it's Minnesota now. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. And Muhammad gets it to go. And the Timberwolves lead by 11.
The defense left him just a little window to get through, and he just ducked in for the layup. Terrific job.
And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Timberwolves lead by 11. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the fourth quarter. Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know.